Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. Good morning, and let's see how things are going for today. I'd like to start off with the regular overview of the market, the way I see it, and I look forward to your feedback as well, so that we can have a good understanding of what the market is doing before we get started and committing our money to something or the other. So I'm thinking that the U.S. stock futures are marginally higher with Dow up around 0.2%, and S&P 500 futures are rising. When I first created my script for today, it was around 0.08%, and now it's at around 9.25. So that's looking pretty decent. And let us see what else is happening. I think tech stocks are leading the gains. Apple and NVDA outperformed last week, where the White House meeting and ongoing optimism around tariff exemptions and U.S. policy were kind of at play there. Since then, hi, good morning, hot dog. Hi. Since then, I think the latest news, which I'm excited about, of course, it doesn't make any sense, is that NVIDIA and AMD can export their H20 and other chips to China, provided they pay a 15% export fee to the federal government. So they're saying that it's a significant policy shift, and this applies to NVIDIA's H20 chip and AMD's MI308 chips exported to China. And this is a new condition. So I'm thinking this is really good. If NVIDIA dips or AMD dips, I would like to buy a little bit for a day trade and then probably sell it off before the end of the day once we have a bounce. That would be my game plan. I'm happy to do that because it's a net positive. And the reason why I say that I don't understand this is that earlier all these sales were stopped as a national security issue, and that China would leapfrog ahead of the US with AI, all those things. Now it seems that as far as the government is concerned, they are just looking for revenue. Whoever gives revenue, they can get a policy that will work in that favor, even if it means reversal of earlier policy taken on basis of national security. Whatever it is, as retail traders, we don't worry about the politics. What we want to see is how do we benefit from this? Well, I think there'll be a dip in AMD, which we are seeing in the pre-market. And there will be a dip in NVIDIA as seen in the pre-market. I think there is a small opportunity for us to, buy the dip and take a little bit of profit and get out as quickly as possible. Now, the other thing that's going to be at play is the inflation data that's going to be released tomorrow, CPI. So tomorrow's US CPI release for July is the session's main event, with consensus forecasting a headline jump to 2.8 and core CPI at 3%, and PPI follows on Thursday with retail sales on Friday. So it's an eventful week. These inflation prints will strongly influence the Fed's rate cut timing, with traders now pricing a 90% chance of easing in September. So if a hot print comes in, that would change this equation, and the 90% chance will go down significantly. If that happens, we will see volatility in the market. So I'm afraid that the tariff is going to result in a one-time price hike, which will show as inflation in the indices. I don't know how much of preloaded inventory is completed and new inventory is coming into the market, but there will be various sectors where pre-ordered inventory before the tariff would have run out, and slowly the new tariff rates will be coming into the inventory. And of course, remember, these companies don't want to shock the customer. So they're going to do a whole bunch of things in varying proportion, depending on what company, what market segment, what product. So what they would do is they have local products which do not have any tariffs. So they could cross-subsidize by pushing some of the tariff costs from here into the local product. The other thing they could do is eat a little bit of the tariff. And yet another thing is they could negotiate with the exporter so that the purchase price goes down, exporter gives up a little bit of that profit. So all of those things are going to happen. And this arrangement can last for maybe 3 or 4 months. After that, people are going to say, no, we want our profits. And then that's when the full impact comes to the customer. So I don't know which stage we are going to be in, but definitely I think there will be extra costs coming in. Guys, I want to hear from you. What do you think? Put it in the comment section, whether we'll have a hotter print. It may not be super hot, but at least hotter than expected. Please put your thoughts in the comment section. It will inform me also. Now, Trump's sweeping tariffs on dozens of nations remain in effect, and sector-specific duties are rumored as negotiations continue with China ahead of the August 12th deadline. So far, tech and gold have emerged as relative winners amid new policy. While China's consumer prices rose, its producer prices fell last month. Now, there is also kind of regrouping among the BRICS. So China could have some benefit out there as well. Its excess inventory can go into other places. And Q2 earnings are starting to wind down. Gilead Sciences jumped 8% pre-market after a strong beat. Barrick Mining, Monday.com, and Roivant report before the open. Maybe they have already reported while I'm talking out here. We'll check it out later on if we remember. Major pre-market moves like C3 AI shares, which fell around 30% on cut of guidance, is something that I'm looking at. Usually, if you have a good guidance in this kind of a market, you should continue to maintain your price point and maybe go up a little bit and then start falling down. That's what happened for companies like Google and Microsoft and Amazon. But C3AI came out with a cut guidance, so its shares fell 3% in pre-market. Chip makers and travel stocks continue strength following results and tariff clarity. I can see that on the chat, Hot Dog is saying, I've never seen anything like this H20 export tax. It's like extortion. Exactly. I think if you look at the psychology of Trump, right? When he was doing his business, he liked to get as much money as possible. Even for Mar-a-Lago, right? After he became a president, he started rebranding Mar-a-Lago as Winter White House, and he immediately increased the membership fees to, I think, $500,000 or something like that. So as far as he's concerned, more money coming in, less money going out, that is good. So he's operating in good faith from his convictions. But honestly, I think right now, I don't know if Trump really cares about national security. Maybe if a country gives really good money for F-35, he may allow maybe the blueprints and technology transfer to those countries. So we'll have to wait and see. India may try that out if India is smart. If that happens, we'll see. Now, having said that, let's go on to looking at corporate bond markets, which are showing warning signs. Investors are reducing exposure to high price credit, raising risk of correction that could spill into equities. And commodities and currencies, oils slips on global supply optimism ahead of a possible US-Russia summit and hopes of a Ukraine ceasefire. If that happens, this entire controversy with India about buying Russian oil will go away. Gold dipped after last week's tariff-driven rally, and the dollar trades quietly as traders await inflation data and Fed commentary. And in terms of economic calendar, I think there is no major aspect coming today, but Tuesday is going to be really big with US CPI, hourly earnings, and Treasury budget. And on Wednesday, we have got Cisco earnings. Thursday is US PPI, jobless claims, applied materials, and Deere earnings are going to be coming out on Thursday. Friday sees retail sales, industrial production, consumer sentiment, China retail sales and production. All that data is coming in. So overall, it's going to be a very eventful week starting tomorrow. And the positioning will start by the end of the day today. So we'll have to see, we have to be extra careful as we go towards the end of the day, because if things are going up, they could suddenly come down at the end of the day. Further risk that we could get a slightly hotter CPI. Now, having said that, I want to get back into our TradingView platform and get back into our regular single window format with a 1-day time frame. And as you can see that we are having a little bit of trepidation up here. We are up only 0.16% in pre-market trades. 0.16 is pretty decent. So I'm thinking that when the market opens, we might open positive. And what happens after that is anybody's guess. And we have I think that for today, I would say resistance could be at 6,451.50, which is this hammer candle out here. And then we have NASDAQ, which is also having a bearish sentiment, bearish MACD tending towards the signal line momentum that is picking up, and plenty of room on the RSI to go up. And NASDAQ is just up 0.06%. It's a past when we have had such small greens. We have also seen on occasions they turn into red when we open. So I don't know what's going to happen out here. But one thing I'm thinking about is that we have a minor line of resistance at 23,849, and that's going to form the role of resistance today. Failing which, I think our next line of resistance for today is going to be 24,292. And when I go and have a look at the indicators, I think S&P 500 has got a clear stop out here, which is going to be at 6,433 or 6,438, something in that range. And we're going to have support today at around 6,372. Our sentiment is bearish. MACD is also bearish, moving towards the signal line. Momentum is pretty strong. Plenty of room on the RSI. So we'll have to see what happens when the market opens. I would be more wary towards the end of the day, because as we come towards close, the market will have to seriously position itself for a possible hotter CPI print. So I'll be watchful out there. And I'd like to hear from you guys what you think. NASDAQ is up 0.95%. It's a very healthy lead as of yesterday. And it actually broke through our minor line of resistance. So I'm going to remove this minor line of resistance from here. And on second thoughts, let it remain. We'll see if we open above this. If we open above this, this will become a minor line of support. And then our resistance for today is going to be at 23,981.09. Sentiment is bearish. MACD is bearish, tending towards the signal line. Ready to cross over to the bullish side. And momentum is also picking up. And plenty of room on the RSI to go up. So anything could happen today. VIX is up 4.09%, and I would be concerned about VIX. Probably it is indicating that there could be some volatility today, especially towards the end of the day, where people will reposition themselves for the CPI readout. Gold is down 1.28%, and I am a little disappointed with the trajectory of gold, but it is still looking bullish to me overall. Sentiment is bearish though. MACD is bullish, tending towards the signal line to cross over to the bearish side. Momentum has also dropped. I still have to think through reasons why gold could be weakening up. But as you know, I have already bought physical gold ETF on the Canadian side. So I'm going to hold on to it. It's profitable right now. I'm going to hold on to it for a little while more, because I think CPI read tomorrow could show us some changes out here, or maybe towards the end of the day, we could see some changes out here. We are looking at volatility, in my opinion. QQQ is up 0.11%, and we have a resistance at 575.28, and right now we are at 575.18, just separated by 10 points. So I'm thinking that if we open above this line of resistance at 575.28, then that is going to become the support for today, and we have to close above it and then open above it tomorrow in order to confirm this as a support. So I'd like to watch out for what happens, and this very slim margin doesn't give me comfort that at the end of the day we are still going to be above the line of resistance. So we'll watch what happens. Put call ratio is quite it's mildly bullish to neutral, in my opinion. Let's go on and have a look at what's happening with AI. NVDA has dropped pre-market by 0.28%. The 15% tax or 15% surcharge, or whatever you may call it, that AMD and NVDA have to pay to the federal government for export to US is what seems to be the concern out here. But in my opinion, I think this is a win for both NVIDIA and AMD. We will just include that 15% into their pricing and preserve their margins. This is going to open up the chip market in the US and take away these fears for SMCI as well. I think this is going to be a positive for SMCI because the clouds that it was under for selling chips to China under the table, those things will kind of go away because this will no longer be a concern. So SMCI can use its links and other things to continue to sell servers and other things to China. And in fact, it can save some of the overheads that come with being a bit clandestine or whatever. So I think it's overall positive. So I'm going to buy the dip out here for the short term before the end of the day. Because remember, CPI, if it's going to be a little hotter, is going to work out. So I think towards the end of the day, I'll make a decision of whether to go into NVIDIA. If it is still low, I would probably think of getting into a little portion of NVIDIA, especially on the Canadian side. Next, I'm coming to Meta, which is up 0.13%. It's a bullish pennant that's forming. So I'm still optimistic. Sentiment is bullish. MACD is bullish. Google is also looking pretty good out here. It's got this bull flag and it's broken out on the upside. So we have already plotted that it could go all the way up to $221. It's slightly down in the morning. I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's gearing up to break through 202.80, which is our resistance for today. If we break through this, then I think it's going to be smooth sailing. The next resistance will come at around 207.70. Let me just put it there for record. This is going to be the next resistance. I'm going to mark it red. And then we look at Amazon, which is up 0.22. Again, we had a bull flag. We broke out on the upside. Now we have to form some kind of a pattern out here. In the absence of a pattern, I'm a little bit worried. So right now, I think our resistance is going to be somewhere around 242.19. Let me put that line out there just for you guys to see. 242.06 is the point at which we have a resistance. And support is going to be today at 228.87. Apple, which went up significantly after the White House visit, is kind of moderating a little bit. And our support is going to be 223.44. Let me mark that green. And then we have Microsoft, which is up 0.30%, but I can see that it's steadily coming down. For today, the resistance is 526. We are at 523.60. And we could get some decent support somewhere around 516.36. Let me put that line there for you to see. And I'll mark this green. Then we have Tesla, which is up 1.71%. It has got a resistance today at around 338.08. Friends, please check out my latest video where I explain my Tesla short thesis, and I put my money where my mouth is. I'm on TSLQ. It's in the loss right now, but it had improved in between. It's gone down again today because of this jump. And this jump is coming because Tesla's Model Y wait times are now 4 to 6 weeks due to rising demand. And Q3 delivery estimates may reach 430,000 vehicles. But the 7,500 EV credit expansion could impact the bottom line. I have mentioned that in my video as well. So this is a good news story out here, which is pushing it up. But with Tesla, I would like to believe when I see things happen in reality. So I'm going to still say short. Please check out my video and let me know in that video what you think. Because guys, we are a retail investor channel. I'm not an expert or anything. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you as a retail investor. So I could be wrong in many places. And I want to get your feedback. That's the idea of this channel. Let's exchange our ideas and try to be better at the stock market. We have Oracle out here, which is down 0.23%. Pretty good stock. I'm very optimistic on Oracle. It seems to be forming a bullish pennant, in my opinion. I think we still have a target of 275.97. Sentiment has turned bearish. MACD is bearish. And momentum is still strong. So I'll see what happens when the market opens. AMD is down 0.99%. Whatever I said for NVIDIA, same thing applies for AMD. And SMCI is looking positive, 1.01% up today. And I think we have this bear flag coming to bear with us, and I will still stay bearish with it until we start going up and doing a gap fill. That has not happened. Sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is also in the dumps. Broadcom is up 0.09%. It's looking pretty decent out here. And what started out as a bear flag is now looking pretty good, pretty decent. Next, let's go on to Palantir. Palantir is down 0.05%, and it's in blue sky territory, so I don't know what to make of it because it has not yet formed any patterns out there. There's a huge gap up. I do not see a bull flag happening. Once a bull flag starts happening, I can then start predicting something. Right now, it looks very overbought. Sentiment is super bullish, MACD is super. So when these kind of things happen, it has to either moderate or drop. So I'll look for that today. Semiconductor, CTF, SMH is up 0.34%. Again, it's forming a bull flag. So the probability is that it would go up. Everything is probabilities here, my friends. Let's go on to look at Genomics very quickly. Genomics, Prime is up 0.66%. Guys, I was thinking that this is a bull flag and I've already invested in Prime. I'm waiting for it to go up. Right now, my stake is at a loss. This morning, it's up 0.66. Now, there's an uphill task. It has to break through this upside diagonal line of resistance. So I think I jumped the gun. Yesterday, you would have seen that the flag was not this clear. It was a little bit slanted. It was a little bit down. I have recalibrated the flag. So it seems to me that I'm prematurely into this trade deal. The chances of me getting into a loss is increasing by the minute. So I'm going to wait and see what happens out here. I'm still optimistic that this is a bull flag and it has the highest probability of breaking out on the upside. But there is still a small probability that we could break down on the lower side. If that happens, things are not going to look very good. So that's my full disclosure out there. Intelia is down 0.37% in pre-market trades. Caribou is flat in pre-market trades. Beam is up 0.23 in pre-market trades. Alt Immune is flat in pre-market trades. I'm still enthusiastic because the bull flag, because first of all, the bull channel is still alive. And I think we had a bull flag out here, which has gone up. I'm waiting for the next formation to come out to show whether we have another new bull flag. And we have price target of 8.40. I'm waiting for it. I'm also going to join into a class action suit, which talks about some kind of misinformation with permitridide. So I'll let you know how it goes. I've got to go into the URL and put information in there. So I'll have to find out what information is needed, gather those information and submit it. But I'm going to do that. Of course, I made profit on half of my alt immune stake. The other half, which I did not sell, is the one which is incurring losses. But this loss kind of neutralizes the profits that I have already taken and a bit more. So I'm getting into the class action. Let's go into Editas, which is up which is down 4.07% in pre-market trades. And this diagonal line of support now becomes a diagonal line of resistance. And we have Illumina, which is up 0.25%. But friends, I'm thinking that we have formed a bearish pennant. Bearish pennants fall on the downside. So what I'm going to do is, this is my action plan. I'm going to wait and see if we can confirm this diagonal line of support as a support by not falling below it. So I want us to see right along this diagonal line of support. So that's the one test I would like to look at. If we are on top of this diagonal line of support for 3 or 4 days, then I would say that, okay, I'm looking forward to a new formation taking place and then probably move up. So maybe I'll dollar cost average into it. But if we fall below this, then I want to see that we validate this horizontal line of support and stay above that for 4 or 5 days. If that happens, then I would start dollar cost averaging into it. So that's going to be various stages. So right now it's very difficult to say what's going to happen. But if this bearish pennant breaks down, it has got a potential of going significantly down. You guys know that the length of the flagpole is all the way from there to here. And if I take it down roughly, it's going to test the support at 80.65. Then 80.65 becomes a support that we want to see being validated. And if we bounce off above that and stay above it, then I think we'll be in the position to start new bull flags and things like that. So right now, Illumina looks dicey to me. And if you look at CRISPR Therapeutics also has a bullish pennant formed out here. And if this pennant succeeds, then the drop is going to be significant. We had our earnings come out as well, and we had the disappointment to which the market reacted. So that could continue to drag on. And we have this regression channel with the upper bounds forming the support for the day. And that support is going to be at around 55.01. Right now, we are at 55.50. So we could drop down below this. And then the first level of support is 53.19. And we are going to be having a gravitational pull towards the center of this regression line once we enter into this. And that's my thoughts about CRISPR. Allogene is flat in pre-market trades. Grail is up 0.49% in pre-market trades. It has kind of validated this horizontal line of support. Next thing we are looking for is building this as a foundation and starting to move upwards. Maybe we're going to start doing that today. And if I see a bull flag pattern or something like that, then I'll jump into it for a short-term trade. PSCB is up 0.22%, but still it has got a resistance at around 1.44. RT is up 0.34% in pre-market trades. Vertex is up 0.37%. This is a bull flag. And I think if we break out on the upper side, then we can have a decent gain to watch out for out here. Next, let's go on to Ginkgo Bioworks. It's up 2.03%. Again, on Ginkgo Bioworks, I had a bull flag, which encouraged me to invest. I put a small stake in Ginkgo Bioworks, but right now the way the flag looks like, I think I'm also premature on this bull flag. I should have waited for it to break out on the upside and then gone into it. It's lesson learned for future. But right now Ginkgo is negative in my portfolio. Full disclosure, I'm hoping that we are going to start moving up and I get an opportunity to take out my money. In the past also, bull flag had taken a longer time. In fact, this bull flag had ceased being a bull flag because it had already traveled to 50% of the, more than 50% of the flagpole, and yet still it jumped up again. So let us see what happens out here. The probability of it going positive depends on it breaking through this diagonal line of resistance. Next, I'm going to look at Precision, which is up 1.69%. I'm still holding on to Precision. My purchase price is 1.93. I got around 1,000 shares out here, and I'm waiting for the FDA approval to come in. It's a little bit of a gamble, a small stake, a little bit of fun. Eli Lilly is a company that I am very keen to get into. And today I might probably buy Lilly on the Canadian side with the objective of dollar cost averaging. So that's what I have here. Now I want to go back and look at the chat section. Hot Dog is saying, I think gold will just consolidate for a while, and that's healthy. I think so too. I would like to just briefly go back into gold. So here we have the gold chart, and you see this dotted line in the center. So I think the dotted line in the center is what we gravitate towards, whether we go up or down. So right now, on balance, I think that with the CPI data to come out, I'm thinking that the chances of it coming out hotter is higher than it coming out as flat. So that's the way I'm thinking. Probably the market is looking at it differently. We also have this meeting between Trump and Putin. And Trump is known to flip-flop very quickly. And remember the time when Trump met with Putin in Europe, and he came out and he said that Putin came in very strongly, and he believes Putin more than the FBI. So I think Trump, there's a good chance that he may come out and he may agree with what Putin wants. And he may say that Ukraine has to give up a portion of the territory and do peace. Otherwise, there is no ammunition going from US. And then Europe will have to make a decision. But the net result of all these things is going to be de-escalation, and the oil issues which India is facing will get cleared out. And overall, it's going to mean positive for the business, as a result of which equities will go up and gold will come down because geopolitical uncertainties come down a notch. Maybe gold is positioning for that. But overall, the pattern I see here is consolidation. And I think that this is a healthy development. So I agree with you, Hot Dog. So that said, I think, friends, I have come to the end of today's session. I'm working on a video on NVDA. as well as AMD, and why I think the latest development is positive. Please check that out. And I'm also very happy to report that when I look at YouTube statistics, we have gained a lot of subscribers in the recent days. The new format of videos, the new quality of our videos seems to be resonating with our viewers. And I'm really happy about that. And thanks to all of you who have stuck with me all this while and given me feedback and your support in helping developing my videos. So thank you very much for that. And we'll watch out for what happens in future. See you tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Hot Dog. Thanks a lot. And I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Bye for now, my friends.